Good. All right,
All right,
and
guys,
we're
30 seconds. Here we go.
running live here.
20.
This was gonna be John's job before, Melissa,
10.
he got fired before he started.
Thank you.
In 5, 4, 3.
Expressed on this program are not necessarily those of the station, JVC, or its management or its sponsors.
Do you wish you knew what your dog was thinking? You're in the right place. Hounds Town USA presents The Dish on Dogs.
Welcome everybody, welcome to the Dish on Dogs. It's the show about dog behavior, all about dog behavior. I'm your host, Mike Gould, founder of Hounds Town USA, home to the happiest dogs on earth. Actually, Hounds Town USA has 14 locations in 5 states. We're really growing rapidly. Our franchise system, we have a really strong working model. What we do at Hounds Town USA, it's a fully interactive doggy daycare. We offer grooming, boarding, and training. What does that mean, fully interactive? That means we take dogs of all breeds, all sizes, all ages, all physical conditions, and we make a pack of dogs for them because they're pack animals. Who says so? Mother Nature. So Hounds Town USA follows Mother Nature's very simple requirements. Children must play with children, fish must swim, birds must fly, and pack animals have to interact with other pack animals. They don't have to, but for their psychological and physical well-being, they should. So yeah, HoundsTownUSA.com for anything you ever wanted to know about doggy daycare in Houndstown, USA, and a location near you. With me today, of course, is the lovely Ashley Pizzo, and her wonderful husband Jonathan is sitting right here. We're on Facebook Live, by the way, so if you ever, hi guys. So I hope you follow us. For those of you who can go on Facebook Live, we'll be doing a demonstration when we have a 7-minute break in about 20 minutes. And we try to just demonstrate, but it's hard. Dealing with live animals is always unpredictable at times. So we're going to see what we do. Today, joining us also, if you're watching, sitting next to Ashley Pizzo, is our beautiful rescue dog, Diamond. Diamond is a Town of Hempstead dog. She was in the shelter for many years. She's growling at the producer right now. That's all right. So Diamond has been in the shelter. We took him into Hounds Town Charities, which we're going to talk about later. So she's, how old is she, Ashley?
She is, I would say, around 10 years old.
Wow.
9 or 10.
Yeah.
We've had her for 6 years at Hounds Town.
Right, 6 years she's been living in Hounds Town, and look at her, she's adorable. She's not over, you would never know this dog was 6 years.
She looks like she's 2 years old, so.
She's got a lot of boyfriends, right?
Yes, she
Valentine's Day is coming up, so she lives the life. But honestly, we have 3 dogs that we should find homes for, because we provide a wonderful environment for them, but they do need a home, a consistent, loving family that we just can't provide that. But we do the best we can. So Diamond is actually up for adoption. Later on in the last segment of the show, we talk about Hounds Town Charities and our dogs that we rescue and the things that we do at Hounds Town Charities. The goal of the Dish on Dogs, we have a goal, right? We do have a goal. The goal is to help people understand and communicate effectively with their dog. The problem is humans have a very advanced brain, very complicated brain with complicated emotions. It can be very toxic. On the other hand, we can go to museums and appreciate the finer things in life. But dogs are simple and their needs are pretty different than ours. So we try to bridge the gap of what you think your dog needs and what the actual needs are of the dog. So that's our goal, and we're going to, every week we discuss a particular behavior. We kind of try to like to keep them in sequence. And then if you follow us on Facebook, even if you don't have Facebook Live, you could follow us or on our regular page, right? Don't we have a page that they could follow, like Hounds Town?
Yeah, Hounds Town USA.
Yeah, there's so many Hounds Town here.
Each location has their own Facebook page.
Right, well, I'm talking about the dog, so to follow what we do with Diamond.
Diamond is Hounds Town Charities.
Hounds Town Charities, right?
Yes.
So follow her on Hounds Town Charities. So we say, what does this all mean? So one of the problems is in the last two shows, people are confused because it's actually hard to teach over a radio or through a video or a book. That's why books don't work. So I go to people's homes when I do training, and they have a library of Caesar Milan, every video, every book you could imagine, but their dogs are still crazy. They're jumping, they're barking. So if you have a dog that jumps, humps, barks, digs, chews, you are listening to the right radio show. This is the show that is going to try to answer the eternal question: why did dogs lick their genitals? We're not going to answer that tonight. We're going to answer maybe in the fourth section. But there's a real reason that's not obvious to you. I can see by your expression on your face. So dogs do have natural, primal instincts. Primal. Diamond's getting bored already. She laid down. I put people to sleep with my voice. So if nothing else, I can hypnotic. When you have a hard time going to sleep, listen to my voice, and we'll put you to sleep tonight, 8 o'clock Monday night. So, all right. So yeah, this is what we do. We bridge this gap. So what was for example, let's use Diamond. Why is she here? How come she doesn't have a home? She's a beautiful dog. Why has she been with us for 6 years?
I think it's just a thing that people, they don't understand the dog, which, we talk about, every week, but Diamond's been in our care for 6 years. She's never gone to bite any of the staff, or, we never put her in a situation like that. So she came to us from Hempstead as a dog that, bit their owner, I'm pretty sure, because she came in the house at night and, put her face in the dog's face, and she was sleeping. So it's very situational.
And it's right, situational is a good word. And it's very sad, actually, because a dog does something that's very natural for her. Then she's labeled for the rest of her life as, they call them red dogs at the shelter. And it could have been the mistake of the human. I'm guessing.
Well, it was the mistake of the human.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to be benevolent here. It was. Of course, it's always the mistake. Actually, let's be honest tonight. It's always the mistake of the human. Dogs are never wrong. Just like 2 or 3-year-old children, they can't be wrong. It's the humans that mismanage a circumstance. So that's going to be the discussion tonight. In the second and third segments, we're actually going to talk about the behavior, how these things come about, leash aggression, what that's all about, how does it develop, what's it caused by, and how do we fix it. I did want to mention, though, just this weekend, Jackie, our ex-co-host, Jackie Bondanza, who took her job, organized this wonderful event over the weekend. It was our Hounds Town Franchise 2019 conference. It was held at Ronkonkoma in the, where the hell was it?
Marriott.
At the Marriott courtyard.
Yes.
And it was such a wonderful event. Franchisees from all over the country came up, and they're really dynamic people, so I have to shout out to Jeff and Stephanie. They're from Nashville. Zena from Nashville. Her husband didn't show up. Super Dave from Atlanta, and Michelle from Atlanta, and of course Joe and Cody from Pittsburgh, who I like to call it Philadelphia. So they were up. These are really wonderful people, and they have just new members of our dysfunctional family. So we have a pack of humans, and we have a pack of dogs. So we're going to not talk about the franchise tonight. In the next segment, we're going to talk about what leash aggression is, how to stop it, and why it even occurs. But I will tell you, again, it's always the human's fault. Yeah. And we see it all the time. And it's sad. When dogs make mistakes, humans go on. They go to the shelter when humans make mistakes. And I can't, as you said, Diamond here, those of you, she's a wonderful dog. She's never been an employee. She plays with other dogs, but you have to respect her space. That's really a spatial issue. So if you go up to a stranger and pinch their cheek, they're probably going to smack your hand or punch you. So this is what Diamond does to resolve. Dogs resolve their conflict with their teeth.
Right.
They don't have opposing thumbs. They can't call an attorney. They can't call the police. They have their teeth. And that they get food with their teeth. They play with their teeth. Everything is mouth. So after the break, we're going to talk about leash aggression and how to stop it and how profound it is and the results of it. And the results are dogs end up in shelters because they bite somebody. We're also going to talk about our new dog, Bruno.
Yes.
Tell everybody about Bruno from the town of Brookhaven.
Yeah, so Bruno, we got a call about, just to do a little charity work with Town of Brookhaven and kind of give him a break and give them a break. And, we want to give him the best, opportunity at finding a home. So, he's definitely resembles some kind of big jock. You know, he comes in, he's like a bull in a china
He's
shop.
huge, he's
and
big, muscular.
He's just dopey, so,
Right.
you know, he doesn't know where to properly put all that energy, so we're
Right.
kinda giving him structure and
Right.
hopefully give him a better chance of getting adopted, cause he is a good
Exactly.
dog.
He is gonna get adopted. If you guys want a really awesome dog, probably a single parent home, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
This dog would do great. You know, we don't like these big, powerful dogs. It's not a breed discrimination. Yes, Bruno is the P word. He is a P word, pit bull. Yes, he is. But you follow him on our Facebook page because you're gonna see his journey. We just started with him
Yeah.
yesterday. And if you want a dog that's really cool, dynamic, friendly, hyperactive, he's hyperactive. Probably not great around kids, because if he knocks a kid, doesn't matter if a
That's
dog
why
bites
he
a child.
ended up in the shelter.
Right, he's too.
Cause he knocks kids over.
He knocks kids over. So if you knock a kid off the deck, it doesn't matter if he bit him or not. You know, they broke their leg. So we know this. But point is, so you have to manage Bruno in a way that's safe, like
Right.
we do 100 dogs a day. So follow us on Facebook, Hounds Town Radio. What else? Alexa, you can tell your Alexa,
Yes,
if you're
so
out of
you
state, you tell Alexa to
say, Alexa.
1039, 103.9, and she'll do whatever you tell her. She's my kind of woman, Alexa. So yeah, we'll see you after the break, and we'll talk about leash aggression, and we'll do a demonstration on our longer break, 7-minute break. All right, thanks, folks. We'll wait for us. Hounds Town Radio, the dish on dogs.
Alright, we gotta do a couple shout outs.
Who do I got to shout out to?
Dave Seeley from Little Shelter
Aw,
is
Rory.
watching.
Dave, my man
Rory
Dave. Hi,
Russell.
Dave. We
Yep.
love you. We love Little Shelter. You
Yep.
guys got to come down. Bring a dog
Eileen
down.
is watching.
Who?
Eileen.
Eileen from Atlanta.
Eileen, Jackie's mom.
Oh, Jackie's mom. Oh, I thought Eileen, the stripper from Atlanta. Oh, okay. No, not my mother-in-law. Hi, Eileen. We love you, Ellen. We love you. I'm just teasing. Getting myself in trouble as always. Your
And-
daughter's not here.
Oh, my
Go ahead. Wow.
And Rory's mom from daycare is also watching.
Oh, well, we love Jen, and we love.
Steve.
Huh?
Steve too.
Steve who?
Steve Bergen. Bergen County Steve.
She's listening.
He is also
Is
listening.
Mush?
No, it doesn't look like it.
You got to give them a shout out. Where's Mush? I can guess. I don't want to know where Mush is. He's probably God knows where.
60 seconds, guys, 60 seconds.
All right, we're going to go back. We're going to talk about leash aggression.
She was out cold.
Who was?
Diamond.
Yeah. And then the
Well,
next
power
break
nap.
is longer, the 7-minute one. All right.
Next break is
Yeah.
that one.
She's a little needy, you know?
Oh, but oh, she. You're not getting adopted. You're mine.
30 seconds.
Come be friends with Julie.
I can't you leave since you're 11.
Yeah. Hey, we've had her for 6 years.
In 5, 4, 3.
I think you should do another shout out to Little Shelter.
Go, Mike.
Oh, I'm sorry. I better not wake me up here. I'm old. This is, welcome back to the Dish on Dogs. I am your host, Mike Gould. I'm here with the lovely Ashley Pizzo. She's with our friend
Diamond.
Diamond. Thank you. So we were talking about, so the Dish on Dog answers all of these questions of what, it's not what a dog does. Dogs have natural behaviors, right? They bark, they dig, they jump, they hump, they dump, they do all of these things. The question is not that. The question is, what are you doing about it? Are you screaming at your dog? Are you throwing a can of pennies at the dog? Are you talking to the dog like Melissa is? That caused, this is a perfect example of why we don't stare at dogs, right? So right now, if you are on Facebook Live, you'll see that Diamond's a little out of balance because she sees an image of a dog in the window, which is her, but she hasn't figured that out. And then, of course, the lovely Melissa here is staring and talking to her, but not really talking, just moving her lips. So that really confused her. So Melissa is responsible for getting Diamond in trouble. and I hope she feels bad about that. So that's why we talk about eye contact. Don't look, talk, or touch a dog, because the simplest thing is eye contact says something. It's meaningful to dog. Eye contact is meaningful to mammals. If you're on a Long Island Railroad train, or we're sitting here in an airport, you don't stare at people. You're taught from a young age, from as soon as you can talk, your parents should have told you, don't stare at people. Don't stare. There's a reason for that. There's a reason mammals should not stare. That doesn't mean we don't see people. We see people. I'm at an airport. I see people through my peripheral vision. So so Diamond sees some people walking outside, and her instincts to scare them away. This is how leash aggression develops. So you can't say it. I'm sorry. This is radio. She's barking, growling at people walking by. Because what happens when she growls at people walking by? They disappear. They keep walking. Exactly. Now, the growl, this is a very perfect example. This is a perfect segue of what we're talking about. So right now, we're in a relatively new environment for Diamond. She's never been here before. So now people are moving around, and she began to growl. When she growled, the people disappeared. Now, let's say the next set of people come by, they momentarily pause. That growl might turn into a bark, and then it just gets out of hand. Then the humans start to hold the dog back and restrain them. They start yelling, screaming, doing all kinds of crazy things. And that is precisely how aggression in dogs develops. So Diamond was a perfect example. Almost on cue, she started growling at people.
Corey's on the line.
What's that?
Corey's on the line.
Oh, Corey's on the line. All right, very interesting. So let me set this up, because I don't even know how to answer the phone. Can you just put him on? All right, so Corey Packer is on the line. So Corey Packer, speaking of leash aggression, so he came into, this guy's really a cool guy. He's an amazing videographer. Corey, are you there?
Yeah, hey, what's up, Mike?
I'm good. I'm glad you called, man. So listen, you know I love you, right? I love you. So tell people, and I don't barely know you. So we just, so you do some video work for us, right? Your company. And you're an amazing technician. You know how to turn on the camera. You know how to focus the camera.
Take the lens cap off.
Take the lens cap. All the things that I don't know how to do, you have accomplished in your life with that very significant human brain. So tell us, so you had a problem with Boomer. Describe what was going on with your dog, Boomer.
Well, Boomer was, he was fine for about a year and a half. His wife only we had him, and he would go to the dog park, socialize, he was fine, he was submissive, and dog parks and all that stuff. And then we were walking on the leash when we lived in Charlotte, North Carolina, and one of the dogs, the neighbor's dog got out and attacked Boomer while Boomer was on the leash. So he, he felt infected with too much do anything, and it really shocked him. But from that point on, I never socialized with him again. I never took him to a dog park. Kind of just, oh, there's a dog, let's give him away. And
Right.
he's always freaking out and going crazy with these dogs.
Right, so he developed kind of what we're talking about, leash aggression. He wasn't just pulling you to play with the dog. He wanted, it was in a very aggressive way. So then you came today to us at Hounds Town, and just to quickly describe the experience. You don't have to, go into great detail, but you brought the dog. I know you were nervous. Both you and your lovely girlfriend were nervous, or wife not yet, or wife. I don't want to put you on the spot. Girlfriend. All right, well, I screwed that all up on everybody. I'm sorry. All right, so you came with your girlfriend, soon to be wife.
Because I'm wayward, so I'm like, there's a dog, like holding him, blocking him from other dogs, always hiding him. So I was visibly nervous, and I was like, kind of worried that not only this other dog kind of making me crazy, but there's no way he's gonna listen to you. You know what I mean? There's no way that I'm like gonna be able to have any control over our dog. And then he did, and I was like, we're
exactly, and everything you're saying is really depicting, it's the epitome of leash aggression, so it's really good that you were nice enough to call in and describe this, and admit that you're not blaming your dog. A lot of my clients blame the dog, and they, it's the breed of the dog, or it's this or that, but you, quite correctly, were nervous, because you see a behavior in the dog, it looks like he wants to kill another dog, regardless of his motivation, how it happened, or why it happened. How long would you say, conservatively, did it take from the moment you came into our lobby with Boomer? How long would you conservatively say that? Obviously, I put a leash on the dog. I put a different leash. You had him on a harness, which we're going to talk about. Which we said harnesses, folks, promote aggression. Harnesses were designed to pull things. So they were designed to pull sleds. Now Corey is the sled, so he's getting pulled around by a dog. So how long would you say, what was your perspective on it? You came in, hi, we shook hands like humans shake hands, and then we had an animal interaction. What was that like?
Yeah, so good walk day. You kind of analyze everything you're watching, peripheral vision and everything, and eyes on us. I'd say within no more than 15 minutes, sub 15 minutes, Boomer was directed and not pulling, not running around, right by your side, obedient, like it was like a new dog, but within 15 minutes, it was incredible.
Right. Now, we got to get, so when you say corrected, so our listeners hear that, what did I put on him? What type of device did I use? What did I put on around?
It's a very, very high-tech leash that you use. I'm kidding.
Right. It was literally just for, it made me laugh. It cost $1.68. It's a piece of nylon, which I have one in my pocket actually, which I'll show on Facebook on it. But the point of the matter, and what did you say? Where do I get one of those things, and how much are they? Right. So I tell you, your girlfriend said Home Depot, and she was absolutely right. So it's good to know that you would not only, but the part of it is you were able to listen to me. And a lot of times I tell people this is so easy, and you're in a more difficult situation. You just don't have a happy, friendly dog. You had what you thought was a potential liability on your hands, right? You don't want your dog to hurt somebody or something else. So naturally, your human brain got yourselves all worked up. So after the first 15 minutes of me handling the dog, the next 15 minutes was relaxing you, literally, right? I just said, relax, relax. And then that transferred down the leash, and we have all this. We have the video, and I was really happy. We got about a minute and a half left, but I was really happy to know the purpose of you coming was to see if you could adopt another dog, but you thought it might not be possible. So from what I understand, you went to Bergen, to our Hounds Town location in Bergen County, New Jersey, where they do amazing work with rescue dogs. And how did that end up? What happened there?
It was actually amazing. That was the main reason why we wanted to come to you first, and we took Boomer over there and Johnny at the Bergen location, and it was flawless. There was no fighting, there was no mark, there was no
That's
like that at all.
so great. So yeah, we only have a few seconds left, and I really want to thank Corey Packer, and he's got a fantastic company, by the way. I'm not giving him a plug, but he has an amazing group of friends, Corey, Todd, and Travis, and your powerhouse marketing. If people are in need of, seriously, and it's not my brother. We're not related, right?
Nope, not related.
I didn't pay you to call. No free dog training or anything. All right. So no. But this was very heartwarming. These are always heartwarming when we can take a dog like this and we can now just in minutes. It's not therapy. It's not goes on for hours. Turbo dog training. It happens quick. Corey, you're the man. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks for calling in, and good luck with your new adoption. Hounds Town Radio. Dish on Dogs. Getting better? Getting better. All right, what are we talking about?
Talk to the Facebook
Anybody?
people.
On Facebook, what?
Talk to
Well,
them.
we're gonna do our demo, right?
Oh, we gotta go
Is
do
that
a demo.
Yep, we're gonna do our demo now.
Yeah, but
Let's
This is our
go.
7-minute break,
let's
so.
get our shit together.
Let's get our shit together. Who said shit?
We're on Facebook Live, guys.
All right. So one thing I want to tell people out there, and one of the problems is, just watch Joe, that people, what do I want to tell people? We're working with live animals, so people want to see how we do something. It's very difficult to get a dog actor to come in here and act aggressive for us. So we're going to just take Diamond out, and Unfortunately, she's just a rescue dog. Where's my lady? Oh, there you are. She's just a rescue dog. This is not high. We haven't trained her for just, yeah, there you go. There you go. Just
Thanks,
go.
Joe.
Go, go, go. So here it is. It's relaxed. Look at her. She's happy, Diamond. Then turn towards us. So the demonstration for people want to know how you do it. It's so simple. We correct bad behavior and we praise good behavior. We don't use food as a reward system, not in our world. We do under very certain circumstances when a dog is extremely fearful or we want it to go to a specific place. Go to your right. Watch how Diamond is happy. Is that an unhappy dog? No. She's running. And then just drop some of that leash behind you, and this is how you transition. Watch, I'm going to have her drop the leash, drop it, keep moving. Tell her she's a good dog, praise her. This is how we start to get a dog off a leash. So there's elementary school, there's high school, and there's college. Now look at this. Here's my little girl, Diamond. She stops, Diamond sits. And you have to understand something. This is a world of distractions. So there is noises, there is different floor surfaces, there are shadows. These are things we as humans have what we call inattentional blindness. We block these things out. Fans, it's a crazy human world. We've taken a pack animal and taken him out of his pack and brought him into a crazy world. Just get low and the dog will come. No talking, no staring. Go ahead that way. Come back. Go fast. Happy dog. Go normal. Watch the body language on both the dog and the handler. She's relaxed. If she puts tension on the leash, that's what promotes aggression. Tension promotes aggression, and we're going to demonstrate. But the problem is I can't tell Diamond to act aggressive. Come to a stop, the dog will sit automatically. Now this is a wonderful thing. Somebody's coming up behind her, 100 feet away. She told us that. This is why we use dogs in law enforcement. It could be the middle of the night and Diamond's behavior changed. So we talk about reading your dog. Not only having your dog, but reading the subtleties of the dog's behavior. Its tail, its ears. So I knew, Diamond said to the handler, there's somebody coming 100 feet away because we saw the change in her behavior. Drop the leash. Step out with your right. So very little talk. You will hear herself say sounds. Of course dogs make sounds, but we don't have long-winded conversations. Dogs don't process human language. They process sounds in the human language. They make associations after a while, and then they're rewarded. So this is all, I'm going to demonstrate, she's going to demonstrate what positive reinforcement is in my world. It's not a beefaroni. It's not a beefaroni. So she's just going to get low, and the dog's going to come to her. That's it. Then she's going to love it. Then she's going to say, this is love. So if you want to love your dog, this is when you do it. You enter her world. She's in Diamond's world. She went down in Diamond's world, joined her 18 inches off the ground. She loves, loves, loves. When this dog is up for adoption, by the way, even though my staff will kill me if anybody really adopts her. This is insane. Hounds Town Charities. When she stands up, then the party's over. Watch. Stands up. There's no jumping, there's no talking, no touching. All the talking and touching took place on the ground. Go ahead, go run, 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 run. Lassie, come back. There's no pressure. And now, therefore, the dog is happy. We're going to go back inside. We're going to discuss this with our listeners on the radio, and we can discuss leash aggression. That was good. That was good. Let's see if I'm getting yelled at by Jack.
Diamond stole
yeah.
gas before it was
Huh?
loud. She farted before it was really bad.
Right, all right. I can hear slurping. Do a 2-minute intro. Shout out to Little Shelter. All right. Hi, Little Shelter. We love you. We do love you, Dave. If anybody wants a good, I'm going to say it on the air because they need a real good shout out.
Adventures with Diamond.
Yeah, that was
She loves
really,
it.
actually, she did a nice job.
And I love
And this is without any real practice. It's like
Yeah.
if you came here every day or not even.
She's just a good dog.
All right, don't screw us up anymore, right there, producer.
Minute 30, guys, minute
Oh, we
30.
got plenty of time. So it's hard, so I like to show the Facebook people how simple, the simplicity of this. We use a rope, people wanted to know how we do it, we demonstrate it. A rope goes on, we correct bad behavior, here's the correction. That's it, it's not a pinch collar. No, oh, Melissa, our producer, is rolling her eyes that these corrections
so
get harder.
gently.
Wait a second, they do get harder, depending on the behavior. So watch, here it goes. This is one correction, that's a harder correction, and that's even a harder correction. I have beautiful soft skin. I didn't even feel that, and actually my next, I don't know if this
And
is,
your hand didn't move.
and my hand didn't move.
45 seconds.
I don't know if it's okay with the Department of Labor, but I am gonna correct, can you come over for a second? Come over. Yeah, big shot, get over here. I know, we're gonna get on the radio soon, but I wanna put this on your hand. You're the doggy, and you're the doggy, right? And you tell me if that hurt.
No.
Be honest.
No.
Getting there?
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit. All right, so of course, so the correction has to adjust the behavior. So she has this little dog Jelly that would never be corrected in her life because she doesn't do anything wrong. But some of these dogs have developed very powerful behaviors. So in my world, we're doing him a favor. And we'll talk about these collars. This is horrendous. I've never put a pinch collar on a dog in my life. Why do pinch collars work? They pinch and hurt. Bad news. And this is, well, they tell you that this is my opinion, but I'm gonna tell you this is my
All
opinion.
right, 20 seconds, guys.
Let's get back on the radio. LA tomorrow, I'm all excited.
Did you turn the
Did you
page?
share?
In 5,
Did you turn the
4,
page?
3,
expressed on this program are not necessarily those of the station, JVC Broadcasting Management, or its sponsors.
You wish you knew what your dog was thinking? You're in the right place. Hounds Town USA presents the Dish on Dogs.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to the Dish on Dogs. I'm your host, Mike Gould. I'm here with Ashley Pizzo and the amazing Diamond, who's available for adoption. We did a little demonstration on Facebook Live, and we'll all be on our website if you missed it, if you didn't have Facebook Live. And it's really the simplicity. We also had Corey Packer call in, who we just had an interaction with today, 2 hours before we came on the show, who had a highly leash aggressive dog. And we transformed that pretty quickly in about 15 minutes. And Diamond here, she bit somebody. This doesn't mean, that's like saying a child who stole gum at the candy store should go to Alcatraz. So, but unfortunately our society doesn't understand the dog brain, so dogs like this get put to sleep. Fortunately, many of the shelters down in Hempstead, down in Brookhaven, they really work very, very hard with dogs. But ultimately, it's not a good life. She's been living with us for 6 years.
Right.
Because we don't have the right person that's willing to take a dog that might have a minor little problem, although she could be she'd be a therapist. She's my therapy dog because I enjoy being with her.
Right.
All right, listen, I'm getting all worked up here. First of all, someone in this room has flatulence. I don't know,
It's Diamond.
let's blame Diamond. All right, it could be anybody, but we'll blame Diamond. Dogs are always get blamed for it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, right, that's what another good thing about a dog. All right, shout out to Dave from Little Shelter. He's our friend. You want a great shelter dog? Because shelter dogs are the best dogs.
Yes.
Little Shelter in Huntington. You go see our friend Dave there. They really do an amazing job, Little Shelter. And they've been doing it forever.
Yeah.
And
They really help the adopter through the whole process. Even once, we have customers that come in that adopted dogs from Little Shelter, and they're very hands-on, making sure the fit is right, and,
Right.
it's a success.
It's success. They do have a lot of successful adoptions, and when they have some trouble with dogs, we try to help them. Or the people that do adopt and have trouble, we help them.
Right.
So yeah, they're very legitimate, stand-up organization, very committed to their cause. So that's Little Shelter, our friend Dave. Leash aggression. Why does it occur? What is it about? So mammals, all of us mammals, have a primal instinct to fight or flee, fight or flight. Fight or flight means if you're in danger, all that neocortex, all that intelligent thinking goes out the window when you're in danger. So if you ever see any disaster, I worked at Ground Zero, everybody saw the horrible events of 9/11, and everybody was running literally for their lives. So their neocortex, the sophisticated brain, went out the window, and they connected to their mammalian brain, their mammal brain that we all have. And it was run for your life. They don't care if your house is on fire, you run out of your house. If somebody's assaulting you, your instinct is to fight and react. So, now we have our little friends, the dogs, these domestic dogs that they're no longer in the wild. They can no longer fight or flee, right? They have only one option, actually. So when we tether a dog to a leash, or we tether a dog to a stake outside, the dog learns it can't run away. So any adversary or perceived threat that comes their way, like another dog, so this is what Corey's dog's problem was. He had a problem with a dog a year and a half ago, and now he was afraid of dogs. So he thought by growling and barking and biting would be the way to get rid of him. And guess what happens? They get rid of him.
Right.
Right, Ashley?
Yes.
Explain that a little bit. Like in other words, what I'm trying to say is leash aggression is caused by restraint.
Right. So especially dogs with harnesses on and the wrong equipment, and Corey's dog Boomer, who came in, showed significant leash aggression, which was honestly corrected with your 60-cent piece of rope in one correction, and it was over.
Right.
And then at that point we were able to bring another dog in and introduce to another dog, which this dog hasn't been able to be introduced to another dog in a leash in a year and a half.
Right.
So it was kind of amazing, and especially, not as much to me because I see you do it every day.
Right. But it is amazing. We do it every day, and it's shocking how fast we can do this. But when we say correction, the biggest problem we have in this methodology, so people say, I agree with you or I disagree with you. Even my own producer said she disagrees with me. But so the point of the matter is, this is not my method. I tell people, I'm just following what Mother Nature tells us to. So if a fish, wouldn't take a fish out of water and try to blow dry it because it was getting wet, and you wouldn't put it on the couch with you to watch Dr. Phil. You'd kill the fish. That we know. Our neocortex explains that. So with dogs, we just humanize them so much, and the problem is there's so much information, in my opinion, misinformation, but again, this is my opinion, but it's not theoretical opinion. We do it every day. And the most important part that I'd like to say, this is not overt. So when we say correct the dog, that's how the human brain starts interpreting. We don't yell at dogs. We don't use pinch collars. We don't throw things at dogs. We don't hit them with newspapers. In fact, we don't even talk to them.
Right.
And it's positive because, so for those of you who, I'd like you to go on our website and watch what we're talking about. This is not overt. This is why I use a $1.68 piece of rope, because it's, as Ashley said, most of the aggression is caused by harnesses. Harnesses and flat collars, I would argue, when they're used inappropriately, it puts more trauma on a dog's
No,
neck.
it does. We have dogs, they're coughing
They're
and
getting
they're
dragged in there,
around.
right, or they back out of them, and the harness, as I said in the other segment, harnesses are designed by humans to pull things. So then you go online and you Google and you get a color matching harness and you think it's good, and then you end up promoting aggression, and so you can't correct the behavior with that. So the trick with leash aggression, the dog is afraid. Aggression, by the way, is 95% fear, 95 or higher. It's the dog just doesn't know what to do, and because the human is not helping them, the dog thinks he's got to fight. So I laugh because a lot of times my pet owners will come and say, yeah, he's protecting me. He bites, don't stay away because he's protecting me. The truth of the matter is he's protecting himself because you're not protecting him. So it's a shift in thinking, and that's exactly what it is. And if anyone disagrees with that, I always love to have these conversations. So the dog needs you to protect him from this crazy world, from the garbage man, from the garbage person, from the all of these distractions, the mailman. Why does the dog bark at the mailman? Because he comes every day at 12, the dog goes ballistic, biting, and then then the mailman leaves and the dog is relieved, because nobody in the house, even my producer said, there should be times when a dog should bark, like if it's a burglar.
Right, it's alert barking.
Right, but the dog can't make a moral decision. You don't know a burglar from your next door neighbor, so he can't. It's impossible because his mammalian brain. So everybody says, "Well, I like him for protection." So people put these demands. They project what they need. So a dog cannot be a burglar alarm safely, because if a 10-year-old kid comes through your storm door, he doesn't know the difference between a child or a burglar. It's no different. And we can talk about, I think we should talk about aggression. How many more segments? Is this the, what are we doing?
We have one more.
Okay, well, that, we gotta talk about the charity. But we always wanna talk about aggression, why these behaviors occur, because the number one victim of dog bites, by the way, is 10-year-old kids, because they're lower to the ground. Once you keep this simple and learn how to understand your dog, we talk in the police department about reading your dog. What does that mean? You read the subtleties of the dog's tail, his ears. When his ears come forward, they're telling you something every minute of the day. 3 o'clock in the morning when they're sleeping, they're telling you they're completely safe and secure. When they hear a noise outside, they start to bark. And as Ashley said, alert barking is nice, but they have to stop.
They have to stop,
They
right.
can't bark at everything. Next week we'll talk about the mouse there was a mouse in somebody's oven, and the dog became almost crazy, because he'd wake up in the middle of the night and start barking, and nobody knew what it was. But there was a little mouse in the oven that, he came out at night, and the dog went insane at night, and it was driving the people insane. Because what happened? The dog barked. Eventually the mouse went away, and the dog goes, that's great. So it's really interesting and fascinating, and the simplicity. Turbo dog training is a method of us teaching people how to just relax.
Yes.
It's a matter of relaxation. It's not a matter of tense. You don't scream, you gotta chill. As our friend Corey, I thought he was gonna have a nervous breakdown in the lobby.
I think he did,
Yeah,
slightly.
something. But, yeah, so join us back. We're gonna talk about Hounds Town charity. Yep. Getting better. No, I'm trying to end this right on the thing. That was my instructions.
She's exhausted.
Who?
She voluntarily
2
came here.
minutes.
She's
Her.
sleeping, she's out cold.
Um,
I can rock her a little bit.
Oh, man.
All right, let's see now what I'm doing. I was slurping in the phone before.
Hounds on charge, George Mike.
Jackie, I'm slurping. This is full of scotch, so can you
We're
blame
on
me? Yeah.
Facebook.
I'm tired. We're going to LA in the morning. John's driving us. We're so excited. We're going to go get Zooming Rosie.
We should be able to have her on next week, right?
Yeah, maybe Zooming Rosie will be on next week. We'll be on Facebook Live next week too.
Yeah,
Next
every
Monday.
week. Every
Do
week.
we know what we're talking about next week? Maybe
Uh-huh.
we can give a little.
Their trip to LA.
Yeah, we'll talk,
How
well,
much
that
fun
will
we had in
talk,
LA.
but we'll talk
Yeah.
about, I don't know the topic, but we'll take off like the different types of aggression. They're all basically the same, so
Right.
it's just.
Food,
Hmm?
toy, possessive aggression.
Yeah. All the different types of aggression. How we doing, Jackie? How we doing,
Is she
Eileen?
gonna talk back to us?
She's gonna like develop some
30
sort of
seconds, guys, 30
intercom.
seconds.
She is.
Like,
She should have like a shock
She's
collar.
gonna be like, she's gonna be like, stop talking to me.
I get myself in trouble here. Always. Example.
and we can talk about Diamond
10.
all this episode.
Yeah.
In 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to the Dish on Dogs. I am your host, Mike Gould, here with the lovely Ashley and Diamond, our rescue dog. So let's segue. We talked about leash aggression and the different types of aggression, and it's caused by your restraint and your reaction. So it's not, again, what a dog does. So when the doorbell rings and you run to the door, when the dog is barking, and you grab him and hold him back, it's a drama, it's a ritual that gets out of control. And if you watch any of our videos, you'll see that how we fix that is by people relaxing and not getting all worked up without screaming. So anyway, I wanted to address leash aggression. You know, some of the people that look just like today with Diamond, they're like, okay, great, you're showing us a dog that doesn't have leash aggression. How do we do it? We did it so simply, and it's hard to have a dog. I can't tell Diamond to act aggressively and then
Right.
fix it. She's not an act. She's not Lassie, right?
Right.
So I can't.
Well, and
do-
it's the handlers too, so,
right.
you know, she's been walking past Joe, and we have people in the, you know, in the airport, and if she did have tension on a leash or a harness, she would have
Right.
been leash aggressive.
Right, and I think the point to understand is I'm not going to let people come up to Diamond and pet her. That's
Right.
just it. But is that such a big deal? So we're here at the airport. We're around people. We're around all kinds of things. We're not training her as much as we're managing her. So if you learn how to manage a dog can't be everything for everybody. A 3-year-old child can't go to New Year's Eve in New York City. They can't drive a car. So dogs can only do what they can do. Don't project and push them into situations that's going to get. They don't cocktail parties, 4th of July parties. These are days of the year, and we're going to talk about. That's what we're going to talk about next year. How weather affects behavior, and how all these holidays, Thanksgiving, people are going to get bit. Halloween, big one. Kids get bit every Halloween. Christmas, when a tree grows not in Brooklyn, but in your living room, people are going to get bit. We're going to talk about that, but I know I'm going to get yelled at if we don't talk about Hounds Town Charities. Hounds Town Charities is our philanthropic way to give back, because we are very successful in our different endeavors, wouldn't you say, Ashley?
Yeah, between our daycare, I mean,
Right.
you know, boarding, all that,
Our fully interactive daycare,
yes.
right?
Important.
Non-breed discrimination, right? We don't breed discriminate. No. Okay, so yeah, Hounds Town Charities. What we do is our slogan. Slogan is we
Motto,
rehabilitate.
slogan,
Our
yeah.
motto is we rehabilitate people through dogs. So we take a wonderful dog like Diamond, give her to maybe a homebound veteran, and they
Right.
live a happy life. They don't need to be trained for $20,000. They bond together. A person could be in a wheelchair, disabled, anything like that. And this dog would be the perfect companion. And so that's what we do. We do things with the prisons. Tell people what's happening at 4 o'clock tomorrow morning. 4 o'clock tomorrow morning, what's happening?
I have to go pick up all the staff, and
Right.
we are then
Where-
meeting you at doggy daycare, and we're gonna go to LA.
Los Angeles, La La Land.
Yes.
Eat vegetables. What else are we going to do there? Eat organic food, surf, a little surfing.
I'm not surfing.
Now, what is our mission?
We're going to get Zooming Rosie.
Zooming Rosie. Tell everybody about it. Zooming Rosie is probably going to be one of the most inspirational dogs that I and Jackie and I are going to adopt. Rosie,
Right.
bringing her into our home, her forever home. Tell them what's Rosie's problems in life.
So Rosie, from what the rescue we've gotten, pretty much she was abused, and from that abuse, you know, is unable to use her back legs. So there's feeling, but she's not really operational, so
Right.
she's in a wheelchair. So I know you guys said when you first met her.
Right.
You
Well,
know.
her name gives it away. Zooming. By the way, you can look at Zooming Rosie on Instagram. Just
Yes.
Google Zooming Rosie.
I wouldn't Google it, but you can go on Instagram and
Well,
search
whatever
it.
you do, Google, Instagram, whatever the hell you do, just sit with Zooming Rosie. Here's my point. You want inspiration? I think I have a bad back, and you know, whatever. I stubbed my toe, and my life stinks. It's cold out. It's hot. Zooming Rosie runs through the Hollywood Hills without back legs. She has no
No.
use of her back legs. Very limited use of her bowels, I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just she needs assistance,
she
but
needs assistance.
you would never know if you cut off that picture of, you know,
Right.
her back end.
Right.
She
We're
runs
gonna-
around and plays with dogs.
She's
all
crazy,
day.
zooming, crazy. I'm going to add that. But crazy zooming, Rosie. But my point is, why am I drawn to this dog? She's inspirational. So when we talk about therapy dogs,
Right.
when I see these dogs, if you go on our Hounds Town Charities page, see dogs like Cappuccino, who's up for adoption, by the way. Folks, you want another really cool dog, Cappuccino. If you go on Hounds Town Charities and look at her video, Cappuccino's video, or our Facebook page, that's another good dog. My point is, Cappuccino was abused, horribly abused, probably one of the worst dogs I've ever physically seen abused. I mean, I know that Rosie was abused, but I didn't see it when,
Right.
you know, wasn't part
But
of
it's
it.
inspirational that that dog doesn't harbor any kind of fear or anything from the situation she was in. So
Right, and
that
that's.
says something about, people putting their emotions and backstories on some of these dogs, 'cause
You know
that doesn't
what?
really
That's
exist.
exactly right, Ashley. That's a good point. So
She's paralyzed
she's
because of abuse.
paralyzed because she was abused by some human being. So then, if logic, human brain would say any human that comes near her, she'd want to bite. So when we do talk about aggression in animals, humans draw conclusions very quickly. They'll look at a dog and it might growl at somebody with a baseball cap or a beard, and then the conclusion is somebody with a beard or baseball cap must have abused the animal. 9 out of 10 times it's genetic. If you would see that dog's parents, you'd see they were very skittish. Rosie is a perfect example of that.
Very resilient.
Resilient, confident. She's going to be wonderful, and I really would like. And you can adopt her. That's out of the question.
She's yours.
She is not up for adoption. She's off. She's coming into our dysfunctional pack, and trust me, we have a dysfunctional pack. One of the things I was thinking about last week, it was 11 degrees out. Remember when we were here? It was 11 degrees. It was freezing. I went home. My Saint Bernard was sound asleep in the backyard. Now he has the option to come in or out. So think about this. When we talk about anthropomorphism, my Saint Bernard would rather sleep in the snow, and I got pictures of him. We'll post them too. He sleeps in the snow. He has the ability to come inside. If I projected my human needs on the dog, when I bring him in the house, you know where he ends up? By the refrigerator. He lays on cold, he'll find in the house the coldest tile. He'll either lie by the refrigerator or he'll go where there's a cold draft coming in. So all of us wonderful people who bring our dogs in, put coats on them, turn up the temperature to 72 degrees. It's like taking a polar bear to Miami.
Exactly.
What is wrong with people? Please help me with this. This is my frustration. You know what it is? You're very loving, caring, but when you do it to a dog, it doesn't need these things. They are different creatures. Remember, they have no opposing thumbs. What does that mean? They can't run away from you. They might want to, but they can't. They don't have opposing thumbs. But anyway, so what else do I got to talk about? I talk about Bruno, town of Brookhaven dog. Follow that. Somebody wants to adopt a cool dog, Bruno. I mean, he's not for everybody. And sometimes that people adopt the dogs, and Jackie talks about this a lot. They adopt dogs for the wrong reason. Meaning they had a dog, they had a golden retriever when they were young, so they want to get a golden retriever. Their 10-year-old child wants it. You can't get a dog for a child. They can participate with the child, but they can't be responsible for it. Actually, it's unfair to your child. It's unfair to your child if you put pressure on them to be responsible for a dog if they're 5,
Well, it's
6.
not fair to the dog either.
Definitely not fair to the dog. Definitely not. So we have Bruno. He's cool. He's a handful. You need somebody, and you believe me, you could be disabled. And I say that because this is not physical. There's not physicality to it. So we could take Bruno and put him with as long as for him, he needs a backyard. He needs to run off some energy because he's a young dog, so he needs to be able to run. But that doesn't mean you have to run with him. You throw a ball from a chair. That's what I do. I drink my coffee, I throw a ball, and I can give a dog as much exercise in my living room as I can by walking him around the block 5 times and putting him on a leash and creating leash attention. I'm to the point where I tell people, why are you even walking dogs?
You don't need to. I don't walk my dogs.
Well, it doesn't make any sense. You're tethering to them, walking through a gauntlet of craziness through your neighborhood that you can't control, rather sit in your backyard and throw a ball, a frisbee, whatever. All right, I'm getting all worked up. We're finishing up here. You're listening to The Dish on Dogs. Next week, Rosie's going to be here. Follow us on Facebook.
Yes, Facebook, Hounds Town Radio.
Yeah, and watch our journey to L.A.
Right. Well, the journey to LA will be on Hounds Town Charities page.
All right. Well, I got my bathing suit. I got my Hounds Town bathing suit out. I'm really looking forward to this. I don't know if Rosie can swim. We're going to find out though. Might be good for her. Might be good for her legs. It might be therapeutic. I have no idea. But thanks for listening, everybody. You're listening to The Dish on Dogs. We'll see you next Monday live at 8 p.m.
Yep.
Dish on Dogs.
See you then.
And
Did anyone hear her snoring?
No.
Did you
that-
hear
That was her snoring?
I thought it was John making noises.
Thanks.
I thought it was your breathing, and then I looked.
Oh,
She was out cold.
that is-